G'day and welcome back to another gas walkthrough. Today, because life is suffering and I've never known joy, Clover's making me solve a surplus Sudoku. Um, we are gas, genuinely approachable Sudoku. We create set and solve genuinely approachable Sudoku for you, the person watching this. You will find the link to today's puzzle in the description down below. You will also find hat times. 2 hats for a very fast time, 1 hat for a pretty fast time, and everyone gets a Dinosaur because we love you all equally. Normally I introduce myself. Hi, my name is Bill. But knowing I have to do a surplus followed by a deficit Sudoku, man, I hate it. You all don't know a deficit Sudoku's coming, but deep down in your soul, you kind of know a deficit Sudoku is coming. But yeah, that being said, let's get into it. So, fill the grid with the digits 1 to 8, so that each digit appears exactly once in each column, each row, and at least once in each of these regions. So, this region contains 9 cells, so it must have 1 to 8 and one other digit. That's it. That's all you need to know to solve this puzzle. Lord have mercy, I'm about to get started. Now, little bit of meta knowledge, I guess, if you are so inclined. This grid must contain 8 sets of the digits 1 to 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 regions in the grid. So because this region is 10 cells in the middle, you can actually use the knowledge given to you that because there are 7 regions and each region's got to contain 1 to 8, then this region has to contain 2 numbers from not 1 to 8. But once a digit has repeated in a region, it cannot repeat in any other region. I don't think I'm going to use that to solve this puzzle, but that was a really important bit of information to know. Now, first thing is 1, 2, 3. Where in this region here does 1, 2, 3 go? 1, 2, 3 can't go in those 3 cells. Can't go in those 3 cells. So 1, 2, 3 must go here. This cell, 1, 2, 3. This cell sees 2 and 3, so it must be 1. This cell sees 1 and 2, so this must be 3. That is 2. Now, same thing down here. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4 means that we cannot place 2, 3, 4 in any of those cells. If you haven't already figured it out by looking at this, that's the big tip I have to give you about how to do surplus Sudoku. Focus a lot harder on row and column logic. Where does 6 go in this one up here? 6 can't go in any of those cells. That one, and it can't go in that one either. So 6 has to go here. And then there was one other one I spotted. Oh, alright. Where does 1 go? 1 has to go there. And where does 4 go in this region over here? 4 has to go here. So we know that this is... oh, and... wait, hang on. Interesting. Where does 1 go in this region? 1 has to go here. And now we know 2 must repeat in this region. So, I don't know how you want to pencil mark that. I'm not even going to bother. But, that's because I am a silly goose of an individual. Where does... Oh, yeah. Alright. What do I know about... I hate this variant so much. So that can't contain a 2, that can't contain a 2, and that can't contain a 2, but this column needs a 2. The 2 has to go there. Where does 2 go in this region? It has to go here. And that is all the 2s in the grid. Alright, let's look at the 1s. What region does not have a 1? I need to place a 1 in one of those 2 cells. And... one of those 2... And, yeah, one of those. That's not super helpful. What about threes? That is not all the threes, but it's close. That's a 3 there. Alright. Do I have enough on fours? Have a look. Where does... Yeah, the key part to remember is, for me personally, whenever I do these, my ability to do Sudoku just goes out the window. This is 7-8, this is 6-8, and this is 6-7. Now, 3 is already repeated in this. That's nice. This is 5-6. If 3 is already repeated in this region, then the only thing that can go in here is 4. Yeah. Alright. So I have enough on the 4s now. I need to place at least 1 4 in this region, and it can only go there. Only place 4 can go in column 5 is there. And then 4 is left to go there. That's not bad. Alright, that is not how I would normally pencil mark. Surplus Sudoku, all my, like, ability to do Sudoku just goes out the window. So, once again, 1, 1, 1. Yep. Alright. Where did the 4s go? I've done the 4s. Have I done all the 2s? Yes. Have I done all the 3s? Yes. Alright, cool. I might need to come back to that meta logic. Okay, so this is 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, I can't place 7 in those cells. Can't place in those cells. What is there anything that must repeat? Oh, 4 is already repeated in this region. 7 means that this has to be 8, this has to be 7. We can take the 7 out of there. This is 5 and 6, which means this is forced to be 7. Hey, we're away! I love that for me. 7. Take the 6 out of here. Do I know what repeats in this region? Not necessarily, but that is a 5 and an 8. I need to repeat something else in this region. What can it be? That's still not that. Oi, but that's a naked single 5 up the top. 6, 5, 6, 5, 8, 5, 6. That's an 8 via Sudoku. This is a 1, 5 pair. Must place a 7 and an 8 is what repeats in there. This is 1 and 5, which forces that to be a 1 and this to be a 5. Interesting, because this is... Oh, no, hang on. I nearly assumed something there, and I'm really careful about assuming something in this Sudoku. Let's have a look over here. 6 can't go there, so that's a 7 and that's a 6. The only thing that can go there is an 8, which forces that to be a 1. 5 and 1. Ooh, 5 and 8. Ooh, surface Sudoku. Oh god, I've done the deficit Sudoku that's coming. Have fun, kids. But until then, my name has been Bill Murphy. This has been a Surplus Sudoku by Clover. If you can't tell, I love the puzzles. I do not like the variant. But until next time, wherever you are in the world, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, morning, afternoon, evening, good night. You know? Cheers.